Persuasive speeches over the banning of sexist advertising. In studies found today, advertisements are to be seen 400 to 600 times a day. On average, U.S. women are usually found to be 5'4" and weigh 140 pounds, whereas a U.S. model weighs 117 pounds and is 5'11". Sexist advertising affects women today in a negative way and should be banned because of their justified traditions and by letting it become a dynamic for stereotyping and creating an unrealistic, idealized life for women. I think I'm able to speak over this because I've done studies with the mass communication school and studies. I also do believe that this is a point to focus on because advertisement is only growing and is going nowhere but up. This brings me to my first point, the history of advertising. Prior to the 1950s, the idea of advertisement was not popular. With the growth of television, home appliances, and automobiles came about the 1950s decade of consumerism. As Robert said in his article, motivational research tapped into hidden desires to help advertisers influence consumers to purchase goods through their need for security, sex, social acceptance, style, and luxury, and success. It was also after the decade of World War II that the traditional roles of a family were established, that the norms being the father, daughter, mother, son. This was then when the housewife stereotype came to be. That included the cooking, cleaning, nurturing of nature of a mother. This is also an important time where ads were geared more towards women because they were the ones staying at home, bearing the foundation of a home. Gender-targeted ads were also mostly found in magazine, TV posters, and radio, where they were easily accessed. This comes to my second point. This creates a type of person for every product, as they do have the 4 women roles in advertising. First being the traditional roles, that being housewife, the cleaning, and being dependent. The second role was the non-traditional roles. These traditions were broken and have women in fields where men can be commonly found. Then the third role was the neutral advertising, that being men and women were equally targeted. The fourth one is the most important one and commonly found today. Non-employed women were usually the targeted ones. Also, as Emily Emmer mentioned in her journal, the frequency with which women are portrayed as rather possessive social companions of men was large and stable, even though women were shown in more varied situations as time passed. They did not, however, find an increase in decorative portrayals, but found that they were more women portrayed as being alluring to men. So they were more submissive women targeting men. As society has put people into a stereotypical demographic, sometimes it gives people the idea of creating an egotistic character that focuses more on the falsehood of women. For such a long time, decorative roles gave an expectation for women to follow, that being that they were skinny, tan, and curvy. As on the other hand, the Dove commercial changed the game. They were the first ones to focus on beauty and women and how they should be okay with themselves. The most popular non-stereotypical commercial, the the Dove campaign aimed at women at every age, and with different kinds of figures, it emphasizes natural beauty instead of perfect shapes. The female viewers prefer to watch women with whom they can identify. Thus, the campaign proved to be great success. We can recognize the errors in society defined because of the easy access of advertisement. The purpose of advertisement is to send messages as well as to send in a positive way by not following the customs of old times or creating a stereotype and having society decide how we should live and look. In a recent BuzzFeed article, 2 women tried on Victoria's Secret swimsuits and were asked what their opinions were. Here are 2 of their comments. Laura in the white, I want a magazine that I can pick up and look at women and say, oh my God, that is so me, and not, oh my God, I wish that was me. Kristen in the purple, for me, said, for me posing in a way that almost intentionally unflattering, felt like I was sabotaging myself. Blogs and magazines and television are trying their very best to create a more desirable and relatable account of advertisement so they can win the hearts of their customers.